Welcome to the Global Landscapes Forum Accra 2019. I'm Natasha Elkington, and I'll be your television host for the next 2 days, where we will be discussing restoring Africa's landscapes, uniting action from above and below. And this afternoon, I have with me Ghana's own Rocky Dawuni, who's a Grammy-nominated musician and the UN Goodwill Ambassador for the Environment for Africa, as well as the UN Foundation Ambassador for Clean Cooking Alliance. Through these designations, he uses his music to shine a light on crucial issues facing humanity across the globe through live concerts, speaking roles, panels, youth empowerment, and beyond, uniting generations and cultures. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for making the time.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here on a day when previously, yesterday, it rained heavily here.
Right.
And then today we have the sunshine, you know,
Yes.
so it's very typical Accra energy. So I am very happy that we have the opportunity to welcome everybody here for GLF Accra. Yeah, very exciting times.
Yes, it is. Yes. It is. So, I mean, the first time we met was in Nairobi last year, right?
Yes, last year, yes.
You were my first interview. And you also got your designation at that time, too.
Yes. I mean, the designation for me was a great honor. But then it had also, you know, since the inception of my career growing up here, I've always felt the need to be able to speak about social issues and use the musical platform to create an opportunity for discussion. At the same time, to be able to leverage that too for inspiring positive change on the ground, you know. So that vision has always helped me innovate as a musician, because I always tell people that sometimes there's the social initiatives that I do that really give me the spirit and energy that goes into my music. So it's kind of like the other way around. People think that the music is the one that gives me the platform for that, but I feel that it's the other way around. I need that to, you know, to really inspire me to write songs that are important, you know. And over the years, I've had an opportunity to collaborate with many organizations in various aspects: women's empowerment, clean water initiatives, guinea worm eradication in Ghana, and just believing that, you know, being on the ground and doing things on the ground is and then collaborating with partners who are working on the ground is the best way to make change happen.
Right.
You know, so the designation for me was, shall I say, a great honor because Africa was important for me. Africa is important for me. And when it comes to the environment too, I mean, we are blessed with, you know, one of the most colorful and most beautiful landscapes around this continent. But then when it comes to managing it, you know, there's a lot of questions, you know, to the point where I feel that our current generation has even lost their ability to appreciate the value of trees, the value of landscape, the value of protection of the of waterways, you know, these natural assets that are key to us moving forward. I feel that we have lost that, either through maybe our educational system that one way or the other, you know, taught us to that, you know, aspiring to live in the city and have a nice car and all of that is much more preferred to living an indigenous life and being in a village. And I think we took that a little bit too far.
Right.
And to some extent, it has led right now to literally the degradation of the environment. So I felt that role for me was very important in terms of all of a sudden really putting my focus on helping to not only restore our ecosystems, but also serve as an inspiration for our people to own the problem and also own the call to action, because it is only going to take an inspired people to make a change, you know, because you can talk about lofty concepts and ideas, and but if it's not embraced by the community or the people, then you can have change on the ground.
Right.
So since my designation, that has been kind of the areas that I've really been focusing on.
Okay, very interesting. And then this year also marks the UN Decade of Land Restoration.
Yes, yes.
And then GLF has now come to your home country.
Yes,
So
yes.
why is this important for Ghana and for the rest of Africa?
You know, the exciting part of it was that after my designation, when I came here, I started having several meetings. And, you know, because I also mentioned even to UNEP when I was given the appointment that I took this appointment not to be a Goodwill ambassador that shows up for photo ops.
Right.
You know, because I don't believe in that. And that is what has driven me always. I want to do things outside the box.
Right.
I will have ideas that I'll come to them to see how we can implement those ideas. Because in the long run, I know they want results. And the only way that we are being brought into the fold is like collectively, we all want results.
Right.
I want to see change on the ground.
Right.
You know, I want to see our landscapes being restored. I want to see the youth become climate and environmental evangelists, you know, without anybody prompting them. I want to see the youth protect a tree if they see somebody cutting it. I want to see the youth plant trees because they see that as a means to, they understand the importance of trees, you know.
Right.
So, you know, so I came back, you know, had a few meetings here in Ghana, and then I was also invited to the UN Breathe Air event in Geneva.
Okay.
So whilst I was at the UN Breathe Air in Geneva, I had opportunity, I did a performance there for the delegates, and then I also had an opportunity of meeting the Global Covenant of Mayors, who are all these mayors from major capitals of the world who are all working for climate change mitigation, because most of them are mayors of very huge urbanly populated areas. So the plans that they're doing. So I saw that, I was like, okay, this is an opportunity to also work with people who need, you know, who need to act. And to some extent, that will be a very incredible opportunity to collaborate with that network. So I met emissaries from the mayor of Accra, and then immediately I came in, I sent a message to him that when I come back to Accra, I was going to come to his office. So when I came, I walked into his office, and I said, well, you know, all the mayors are talking about what are we going to do? You know, I have a new role as a UN Goodwill ambassador. You are part of the Global Covenant of Mayors. Together, we can be able to maybe do a flagship project that could also contribute to, you know, the UN, you know, not only the UN Decade of Restoration, but also contribute our people's preparedness for climate change, and also inspire a movement here. So we decided to launch a tree planting initiative that, you know, which right now, I had another meeting, and we are doing a soft launch right now, and then we're also dedicating a day in the beginning of the rainy season where we're going to really mobilize all of Accra and various sectors of the Ghanaian community, you know, leaders, cultural leaders, traditional leaders, all to be a part of that, because I feel that mobilizing this community is really a key to our success. So those are all part of, you know, some of the initiatives that I have been working on. And then at the same time too, people that I come into contact, because I feel that sometimes it's not necessarily the big things that I announce. It's just the people that I meet every day, very influential people that I had opportunity of sharing. I was at the General Assembly, so I had opportunity of meeting both the Prime Ministers of Norway, you know, Prime Minister of Antigua, who I'd worked with, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, President Clinton, and a whole lot of other world leaders. So we got opportunity to talk about the environment. So I feel that the designation, in terms of the proactive way of doing it, is just approaching it both on the ground level, you know, inspiring individuals, working with public officials, collaborating with political figures, having conversation with political figures, and in all, creating that momentum that is needed, at least in my own way, to put fire in the movement.
Right, I hear you.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to be working with the Rita Marley Foundation
Yes,
too,
that,
right?
that is actually a very amazing because, as a musician,
Yes.
this is an area that I have seen that there's not really a lot of musicians in that space. I mean, and when it comes to reggae music, and so many musicians have pet causes. And I know people like, Jack Johnson, and there are musicians who are becoming very environmentally conscious right now and are focused. But the musical community could be integral to this. The reggae community that has always talked about, elevation of consciousness and all of that has been a cornerstone of the music itself. Why are they not central to this push?
Right.
But I've also seen that it's because there's a disconnect between the political establishment and then also the musical fraternity, especially in the reggae world.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I've had a unique role of being a connecting conduit between the two worlds. So, and then my admiration for the works of Bob Marley, growing up, Bob Marley was one of my, big inspirations. Yeah. And then over the years, I've had the opportunity of collaborating with the Marley family too. So we've been good friends for a very long time. So Rita has been watching all my works that I've been doing, and, has been a big fan and admirer of, the works that I've been doing, as I am an admirer of what she's been doing.
Right.
So, we had a conversation. It's like, what her foundation, Rita Marley Foundation, wants to do, intends to do. It's exactly what my foundation, the Rocky Dawuni Foundation, and then also my artistry I'm also trying to achieve. So we decided to collaborate on, which is a natural thing for us to do, to plant trees not only in Ghana, because she's a part citizen of Ghana.
Okay.
She lived here for a long time.
Oh.
And she still lives here, has homes here.
Okay.
And, launch a tree planting initiative that is going to be Ghana and then also across Africa. But the symbolic, I think, aspect of it also is to also galvanize the reggae fraternity and also the music fraternity as to the important role that they play, not only on stage, but off stage, because that's even most important, and how they can utilize and leverage their voices to connect, collaborate with the community, and help in a role as community leaders, also help spur that inspiration that we need to push the change that we all are trying to help catalyze, So it is a very exciting collaboration for me, and I am looking forward to, and then she's going to actually be part of the initiative that me and the mayor are going to be doing.
Okay.
So we already,
Great.
this is all going to be, because we're going to pool so many different partners to come and be part of it.
Yeah, because I think before we discussed about, like, it's like art and entertainment are like on the sidelines of, the climate action. But I think art and music and entertainment can be in front.
It's
if it touches you, then people will follow,
it's central.
right?
And then the thing is that not only in terms of performance, but the thing is that artists, because they've been used to communicating with people, and also inspiring people to act, because the performance is inspiring people to act, because people walk into a performance space basically just to see the music starts, and the music has to inspire them, and then they start moving, and then they become part of the experience. So that same ability can be leveraged also in terms of communicating and then inspiring people towards an objective. And I feel that for this issue, that is one of the most important issues of our time. We need every voice to be have a seat at the table. And from the man who's sweeping the street to the leader who's up in the prime minister or the president's office, everybody is a human, is mobilizing all of humanity. And I feel that art and music will be a central thing to make it all gel together.
Right, because it also reduces the barriers between us. You know,
Exactly.
we don't
Yeah.
when we're enjoying the music and whatever,
Yes.
we don't see our differences, and then we realize, you know, we're on this one planet that we have left.
And then the thing is that we also love each other because we're sharing a common experience.
Right.
So that kind of love for each other is also what is going to be important for us working together.
Right, exactly. And then you also released your album this year, Beats of Zion.
Yes, yes.
How's that going? How's it been
it's been
received?
going incredible. You know, it's the follow-up to the Grammy-nominated Branches of the Same Tree. So there was a lot of expectation, and you know, it was so well received, and we've done tours in Europe, in the US, and I'm just very proud and excited, you know, about that album. And we're still, you know, in the promotional. It came out in March, so we've just still been in the mode of, you know, promoting and popularizing it.
Right.
And for me, the theme of it, Beats of Zion, it's about galvanizing global change, and you know, it's like the drum beat of awareness.
Right.
You know, making people wake up. You know, because in our traditions, when you want to gather the community, the drummer,
Beat the drums,
you beat the drum to bring everybody together. So the concept of Beats of Zion is also the global drum beat to bring everybody to focus on the issues of our time. So it's really relevant to right now when we're trying to galvanize action for restoring the planet, galvanize action for climate change, you know, inspiring the youth and everybody that is involved in this whole human experience and this generation, that we can solve this problem. We have the power to, but the power to solve it and the power for us to fail, it's the only thing is our ability to inspire ourselves and act accordingly.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
And lastly, so there'll be a concert this evening, right?
Of course, we can have an event without the power of music being central to it, you know. So, for me, this conference coming to our country, coming to Ghana, and when I see by Ghana, I always see Ghana as Africa. I feel that Africa can play a meaningful role in terms of the UN Decade of Restoration.
Right.
Africa can play a meaningful role also because, you know, our traditional institutions, we can totally be able to, you know, gather our traditional institutions to become really a center and a key, shall I say, point of bringing the community and the real landowners, you know, the real people who are connected to the community to come to the table too. And I've seen that we're engaging. We have the Queen of Buganda here. Yep. You know, we have emissaries of the Asante-Hene. We have emissaries of the Oche-Hene. All of them here being part of the cultural conversations. And it's also another aspect too of my designation that I also want to bring together the cultural leaders. I come from a traditional royal family, so my older brother is a chief too. So I know the power of their voices being part of, other than only political voices that we engage in, because they are the ones on the ground with the community. So tonight's concert is just about putting out the energy, being in Ghana, and just using music to put our intentions over there. And at the same time, to inspiring all of us, because if we are inspired people, there's nothing in front of us that we cannot solve.
Yes,
you know,
nothing can stop us. Yeah,
yes, yes.
If we're together.
That's what it's going to be about.
Excellent, brilliant. Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I know you're very busy and you have to do sound checks and the rest of it, but I truly appreciate you joining us for these few moments and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you very much.
And a nice 2 days in Accra for GLF. And and let's have a great concert.
Yeah, we're very excited about GLF Accra. I think that, you know, this is really a historic opportunity for Ghana. And I look forward to this conference and then beyond as to what this gathering is going to really help to inspire both Ghana and also Africa. And I'm just very hopeful that we are going to win this whole fight to restore the earth and, you know, replant, create a new earth. You know, it has to come through the hands of people. And I think, but it has to come through people who are awakened.
Yes.
And I think this is an awakened generation.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.